Okay, so I've been waiting to make this video until I had time and energy. I could make it all high production value. But I have a moment right now and I just need to get it done. I'm outside, so hopefully the noise is not too loud of passing cars. So big field aligner. I have known about this for quite a few years now. I can't remember where I learned it. I think maybe somewhere in my kinesiology training is where I heard about it. I don't know a ton about it, except that the big field aligner connects. So when you ask like people who do know about it, they say it connects us to the 3 grids of the earth, but I actually see 4. I'm not really sure what the 4th one is, but when you ask most people, they will say there's 3, which is the equatorial, the magnetic north, and the north-south pole or something. I can't remember. You can Google it and you'll see it. But so what I have found when I look at it is that it's a rod that runs down the center of the body that connects you to the 4 grids of the earth. So I have found that it will get disconnected or not be functioning properly through travel mostly. So like whenever you fly on a plane, I personally, whenever I get off a plane, my big field aligner is completely disconnected. It can happen when you travel in a car for long periods of time, or even short periods of time if you're super sensitive to it. It can... So any kind of geopathic stress I've found can affect it. So earthquakes, it seems like, I noticed last year in February, when we had that big, eclipse window, and there was like a planetary shift that was happening, almost everyone's big field aligner was disconnected then. And then I also noticed in the last little bit, we've been going through something similar. There's been earthquakes, there's been lots of natural disasters, but there's also been, it feels like the planet's going through another shift or upgrade, or like I heard someone say something the other day, or it was like a meme I saw or something, where they said that there's been lots of stuff going on with the energy field of the earth. So it seems like that's been disconnecting people's big field aligner. So that was why I posted this question in this group, because I was trying to, gather evidence to prove that. It seems like there's quite a few people who are affected. Now, my friend Ali Dizette, most of you probably know her. I asked her if she would look at the big field aligner and see what it looks like to her. And she told me she was seeing it like a pyramid. And then the bottom was wider because it was connecting to the 4 grids. So that's how she saw it. So there's another perspective. I would love to hear anybody else's perspective, like when they look at it, what it looks like to them. So how do I fix it? First, I'll just ask, is my big field aligner disconnected? Yes or no? And then, is it functioning at 100%? Yes or no? And then if it's disconnected, what I do is I'll close my eyes and I always save this question. What will it take for my big field aligner to be reconnected to the earth? And then I start seeing that rod. It kind of looks like a metronome, like that you use for piano playing. And it will like go like this in my mind, and then it like slowly, and then it pings. And then I can literally feel that rod in the center of my body, and it's like all of a sudden I'm boom, connected to the earth. And I feel so solid, and it's like a massive difference I feel in my body. So that's how I actually do that every day. It's part of my grounding process. So I will do my grounding cord, and then I will check my big field aligner and just make sure that it's like this. And then one thing you can do, I haven't done a ton of this, and this is why I was asking the questions, but one thing you can do is then ask, like, okay, is it functioning at 100%? What percentage is it functioning at? Mine's like in the 80s right now, I think. It's just what my intuition's telling me. So then you can ask questions like, what can I do to correct this or make it stronger? So maybe like some kind of energetic mechanism is not working in your body that helps your big field liner connect correctly. Maybe I have a hole in my aura, and so I have an energy leak, and then that's creating a weird connection to the earth. There's lots of things that can create it. Like maybe you live in a geopathic stress zone. So that's one thing you can test. People who constantly have problems with this, I found possibly might live in a geopathic stress zone, which basically means they live on like an earthquake fault, or they have underground water maybe under their home. I found out about geopathic stress when my parents built a house, and they were, from the moment they moved into the house, well, not the moment, like within a month or two of being in the house, they both started getting sick, and the whole time they lived there, they were sick and they didn't get better. Until we figured out some things to do. So I had them wear like EMF protection constantly whenever they were in their home. We found some crystals and rocks to bury in the ground around their house to help disrupt the geopathic stress zone. You can do your own research on that, but there's lots of things that can affect it. So you just have to start asking questions basically, and then, correct it like you would anything else by asking the questions and then asking how to fix the problem. And then, use your intention and your intuition to do what it takes to fix it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to share. Yeah, so basically this is something I fix every day, just like I would my grounding cord. So I find that doing that really helps me to be in my body. Oh, some symptoms, just real quick. Some symptoms of your big field liner being disconnected are dizziness, vertigo, headaches. I used to always get headaches whenever my big field liner is disconnected, and feeling really out of your body. I can always tell when mine's disconnected because I feel like I'm like floating up here somewhere and I'm not in my body. And then I always notice like when I fix it, it's like boom, I'm in my body. I can just feel it. It's like my spirit comes back down in. So those are some common symptoms and ways to recognize that your big field liner is disconnected. Okay, hopefully this video isn't too long, and hopefully it was helpful. I know it was like very impromptu, not planned, and not organized, but I wanted to share this information for anybody who was wanting to know. Hope you guys are all having a good day, and feel free to ask any questions if you feel like I wasn't clear about something or anything else. Talk to you later.